So next, I want to bring Mr. Joseph Kamata, who's the CEO and founder of Nulands. Karibu sana. A round of applause to him as he comes on stage.
Thank you, Martin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, my name is Joseph Kamata, and I'm here to tell you about how in the course of our business of transforming land and creating possibilities for our investors, we've been presented with a very unique opportunity that is going to grow our business by 4x, and is going, more importantly, is going to impact the communities where we operate in, that God has allowed us to operate in, about 150 kilometers west of Nairobi, in a place called Narok. But before I tell you that story, let me tell you what we do. What does Nulands do? So in Kenya, the business of buying land and owning land is often characterized by opaqueness, hidden costs, and sometimes just fraud. And we stepped up into that from our personal experience, and the company offers our clients ownership of land by giving them clean titles, but we also add value to the properties that we sell. Over time, we've also got the opportunity and demand from customers to help them with developing their land, extracting value from the lands that they buy from us. So our business, we see our business comprising of our business comprises of two arms. On one hand, we have the land sales, where we find land with high potential growth and purchase this, add value, and avail it to our investors. We also sell land on behalf of our clients as commission agents. And this side of our business is 75% of our revenue. So we call it our flagship side. But the other side is land development. And as we have worked on our business, because we joined the Ascent program to help work on our business, we discovered that the land development side of our business is where our potential lies. And that's why I'm here tonight, to tell you about the opportunity. We've been in business for 10 years. This year we celebrate our 10th anniversary. And from 2019 to 2021, we're able to double our revenue. And in 2022, despite the pressure from effect of COVID, and also last year, 2022, we had the Kenya elections. Normally we have pressure in business. We managed to maintain our revenue. Now, the global real estate market is currently experiencing some pressure. And we're seeing that pressure here in Kenya. But we estimate, and we have projected that we should be able to grow the business at least 8% year on year for the next 3 years. But the real opportunity is on the land development and land management side of our business. And we want to pivot. We're already doing contract farming, but we are pivoting more to our land development and land management side through contract farming. And in the last, maybe since 2016, we've farmed for various companies. We've done sorghum. We've farmed sorghum for East African breweries. We farmed canola, mountain oil. We farmed sunflower for Bidco. And we've done a trial run for maize food on cayenne pepper. Maize food is here with us, and we'll talk about that. And we've also farmed various agricultural products, which Twiga Foods have expressed interest. And I'll talk to you about Twiga in a minute. And they say opportunity favors the ready. And we are ready. Because we have the land that we hold in our books as stock. We have the experience of farming, because we've been farming for ourselves and for our clients. And it's in this convergence of opportunity that we have an opportunity that we want to take charge of. In our projections, with the help that we're seeking and with the opportunity that we have, we see our revenue growing 4x in 3 years. We want to start with the first 30 acres. We have a contract with Maize Food, who are in desperate need of cayenne pepper, and we are talking to Twiga Food. So we start with the first trial run in the post-investment, 30 acres and 100 acres and 300 acres. And we project up to 300 acres, but from there, we project that it's going to quantum leap. Having grown all these crops for these different companies, you may ask, So what happened to sorghum and sunflower and the rest? We were doing this to find the best crop in terms of climate fit and soil fit, and importantly, impact to the community and return on investment. And while all these other crops, sorghum, sunflower, and canola, gave us good yields, the return on investment from cayenne pepper and the horticultural crops cannot match. So we've taken the decision to focus on these two, and we want to bridge a gap. One of the biggest opportunities we have is, you can imagine, cayenne, for maize food, they cannot supply they cannot meet the demand that they have, and they cannot satisfy the capacity that they have because they simply cannot get enough cayenne pepper from their farmers. We are farmers, we have the land, we have the expertise. We will plug that gap for them, supplying them with 100 tons of cayenne pepper that they need to meet their market demand. For Trigger Foods, they've developed a fantastic food distribution business, but they have a pain point. They are not able to get all the crops, all the products that they need in good time, or in consistent supply, or consistent price, or consistent quality. And we are farmers. We've done this, and we're in conversation with them to identify the specific crops that they want us to grow for them. And this is going to spice up our revenue by $850,000 in 3 years. We want to start with 300 acres, and we have 3,000 acres at our disposal to scale this project up. But we need support. And what we need to do is we need to increase our water availability. We're already farming, but we need to improve on that. We need to have a receiving and a sorting and operation area. And we need to invest in people and equipment to make this happen. And for this, we're asking for $660,000 to be drawn down in 3 years. So the first $70,000 is going to be used to improve the already existing infrastructure and set up the first nurseries and the first 30 acres of seed crop. And then we were going to draw down in the second and third year with a view to having the 300 acres online in 3 years. Apart from growing our revenue by 4x, this kind of farming is labor intensive. Maize food will tell you, cayenne pepper, the reason why most people don't grow cayenne pepper is because of the labor intense that it requires. But we've been farming, and we've tried and tested. So we will be employing at least 80 people in the first year and scale up as we continue to roll out the acreage. As we improve the water availability for our plants, for our farms, we intend to provide free water for the community where we operate, which is in need of water. We also intend to have windbreakers. We are going to plant at least 12,000 trees around our farms, which are in 50-acre lots. And this should improve the environment. And we intend also to provide sustainable wood fuel for the community. We have a strong team that's leading Nulands. But we're particularly proud of having Thomas and David in our team, because Thomas was one of the team members that helped Coca-Cola set up their contract farming when they introduced Minute Maid in Kenya. And he has been with us for 2 years, and he's been helping us with this. And David is a seasoned agronomist. He's worked for various international companies, including Homegrown, and he has been very helpful to us as we grow and develop our capacity for growth. But we need more partners. That's why we're here. And we need you to, if you're interested in making a difference in this way, in that community, and increasing the revenue, come and join us. Talk to us, and we see how we can do this together. Karibuni.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you very much. Asante sana. We're going to take questions from any investors who are interested. Any questions you'd like to ask Joseph? Any questions? I don't want to miss anybody in the room. All right, right there.
Hi, I saw your focus on cayenne peppers for your crops. Is that something you do as a sole or heavy focus, and is there a risk in that kind of uniform crop, or are you looking to diversify in what you grow?
Thank you. The overall plan is to diversify, but the immediate opportunity we have right now is for a company that has a market, has a production capacity, and they're struggling to get raw materials to convert. We have tried the cayenne pepper, and it's performing well in our farms, and above all, it's profitable. And because of the labor intensity, it's also very beneficial to the community. So we want to start with that, meet the 100-ton demand from maize food, and roll out. And the second tier is trigger foods with a variety of crops that they're struggling with. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much for that question. All right, there's another question back there.
So I'm from Kansas in the United States, and we can get one crop a year. How many crops per year can you get of cayenne peppers or the foods that you're thinking of growing for Twiga?
Thank you. For cayenne pepper, it takes 5 months from planting to harvesting. And once you start harvesting, you harvest 4 cycles. And we intend to do a rollout. So that we start, they'll be in lots of 30. So that there's always supply to the client. So we want to do irrigation farming. Where we're farming is a fantastic place. So when we start, we can have an all year round production.
I have a follow-on question. Tell me about water. You mentioned irrigation. I assume, again, I'm from Kansas. Water rights are kind of a big deal. Tell me about water rights on your farms and in the Kenyan context.
Yes. In Kenya, the farmer is responsible for providing their own water. Even in the case where you have, for example, a river flowing, with permission, then you're able to irrigate your land. In our case, most of our land, of our water is coming from borehole and what we call ponds, water ponds. We've dug several water ponds. We're able to harvest rainwater, and this is what we are pumping to irrigate our farms. I hope that answers your question. And some of the investment is going to improving that. We already have a network and a new infrastructure, but for the opportunity we're about to take on, we need to improve on that.
There's another question back there. Isla, thank you.
Thanks, Nelson. I work in agribusiness in South Africa. Just a couple of questions. One is, what crops have you done for the previous 10 years for the revenue chart you put up there? And secondly, have you been able to raise or at least engage banks to finance the ask in light of the infrastructure that underpins that ask?
Thank you. Yes, we started off with pulses. That's your beans, and then we introduced hay, or what we call fodder, specifically rose grass. And then we went into horticulture. So we've done a bit on onions, we've done tomatoes, and currently, and as I shared, we've also done sorghum, we've done sunflower, and canola. We've done cayenne pepper, and that's how we've arrived to this place where we're saying we want to focus on capsicum, that's the chili family, and the horticultural crops, which will be your onions and your tomatoes, and anything else that trigger food. We'll agree with trigger food. Sorry, the second part of the question?
Debt.
Oh, yes, insurance. Oh, bank. Yes. You also mentioned something about insurance. So for we've bootstrapped most of what we have. We've done so far. We've got debt from NIC, mainly on equipment, asset financing. And on farming, we've used a bit of bank debt. The only challenge that we've had with bank debt, the moratorium they give you is normally not in tandem with your crop. So they disburse the money to you because your business is bankable, and especially for our case, they use more our real estate balance sheet to finance us. But the challenge is the requirement for payment, before crop is ready. But there is appetite from Equity Bank, for example, who have come up with a product that is customized to farmers. I hope that answers your question.
All right, thank you. I see a thumbs up. So a round of applause once again for Joseph from Nulands.